All right, we will officially get started. So good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining in. This is games, trying to engage students while having fun. So two games I'm going to show today, Gimkit and Quizlet. Let me actually introduce myself first. That's probably a good thing. My name is Matt Lee. I teach 8th grade math over here at Anthony Middle School. This is my third year here at Anthony Middle School. Third year actually here in Kansas. I moved from California with the wife. She started at K-State, the veterinary medicine program. So we're here in Kansas for the time being. Back in California, I mainly taught at the high school level, taught for about 5 years. So in my experience, I found just playing games is just a very powerful tool to help engage students, and it just makes class fun, a little bit more entertaining. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm going to take attendance first. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that is you just have to simply type in the chat box, just type your name, and that will be kind of my log to count you guys as here. So go ahead and do that now. Take like 30 seconds or so. Type your name in the chat box for attendance purposes. Thank you, thank you. And as you guys are doing that, just to explain just a quick Zoom protocol here. I definitely welcome questions. I think you can stay muted as a default, but definitely if you have a question, just go ahead and unmute yourself and just interrupt me. I don't mind that. That's probably the best way to go. I will have my chat box open, but multitasking is not my strength, so I may miss it. Best way is just unmute yourself and just interrupt me. I don't mind doing that. Okay, so I'll give some more announcements throughout the session, but if you missed it, please type your name in the chat box for attendance, okay? So I have 3 hopes for this session. My first hope, the biggest one, is actually to give you guys the student experience of these games, okay? So you'll see, we'll play the games, you guys will be the students essentially, and you'll see kind of what they would be seeing. My second hope is to show some basics of creating these problem sets from the teacher end of things. There is a lot of trial and error involved in this. The best way is to actually create your own account once this is over and really play around and explore yourself on the teacher end, okay? But I will show some basics to kind of get you guys going. And then my last hope is to give you a glimpse of kind of my thought process on how you can break up a block period, right? Because we're all on block schedule now. So games are a great way to kind of insert into a lesson to kind of give kids variety, okay? So we are on Zoom. Originally, I thought I would be hosting these sessions in person. So these games will still work remotely, but ideally you'll be playing these in the classroom in person, okay? So let me go ahead and share my screen here. The first game we're gonna play and introduce is called Gimkit. And I don't have any fancy PowerPoint presentation. Everything's on the website. They explain everything. So I'm just going to highlight some things that you can find there yourself. Okay. And on your own time, go to gimkit.com. You can read everything that I'm showing you right here. Okay. This game was actually created by a high school student. So he's kind of the best example of the audience, right? Because he created this to play in the classroom. And he was passionate about it. So he's graduated in 2019, but he's even still creating and modifying this game to suit student needs. Okay, so his name is Josh, pretty cool guy, and I think this game is really awesome. So it's once you're in the game, it's a simple question and answer, multiple choice type of platform. You'll be answering questions. The more questions you answer, you actually get money. Okay, and you can use that money for all sorts of different things. You can go to the shop and you can buy different upgrades, you can buy different power-ups. There's ways you can, attack a different player. You can defend yourself from different players, all these different things that students can do to interact with one another. So as you're earning money, check out the shop. Best way to learn it as you guys are playing is to really explore it, okay? So I'll kind of give you a demo, but a lot of this is just trial and error, exploring on your own, at your own pace, okay? Some other things we have here, some more advanced things you can do with this. Not everyone has to, but you can actually create classes and look at data of what your students are doing. It breaks down what questions they've answered, what they got wrong, what they got right. You could even assign homework through this platform. It's a little bit more advanced, but you do have that option. Kit Collab down here. This is something I don't personally use, but I believe it's a way that students can actually collaborate and create their own set. So if you're at the end of a unit, for example, and you want them to create test questions as an assignment, that's a great way for them to kind of synthesize information. Okay, so there's a lot of variety here. I'm gonna try to go through the basics, but I am offering my services to all of you. I'm actually gonna go ahead and type in the chat right now, my phone number and my email. And if you guys wanna write it down, you're welcome to message me anytime throughout the year, and I can help you set up anything you'd like, okay? So there's my phone number in the chat and my email right there. So go ahead and save that if you need, okay? Okay, so back to this screen here. So at the top right here, this is what you'll be seeing, okay? So you'll be given a question, who's the author of the Odyssey? Obviously, Odysseus is the author of the Odyssey, right? So I got it wrong. The cool thing about this is if a kid gets a question wrong, they can view the correct answer and learn from that formative assessment, okay? So it takes you through a list of questions. What's the sixth planet? Saturn, I think. George Washington, right? So you can make any set you want. Basically, obviously, you're gonna stick to your topic. And once you go to the shop, there's all these different things you can buy, okay? So when you're playing, there's like 3 tabs you can toggle between: upgrades, power-ups, themes. Upgrades, you can basically just earn more money depending on what upgrade you buy. It's kind of like an investment, right? So if I wanted to buy a multiplier, cost $50, I don't have that money yet, but it would multiply all my winnings or all my earnings by 1.5, okay? So basically throughout the game, the more upgrades you buy, the more investment you have, you'll be earning a lot more money. There's power-ups that you can explore. If I wanted to buy like a mega bonus, for example, I can use that item, and then for that single question, if I get it right, I would get a mega bonus and earn a lot more money for that specific question, okay? There's some other fun things you can kind of explore. Best way to learn it is just to kind of get into it and play, so we're gonna do that right now. Actually, a few more things before we play our game. Both Gimkit and Quizlet, they require subscriptions to actually host these live games, okay? So easiest way to do that, we do this at Anthony. We just have a shared math department account, and we all kind of join in and create our different classes, create different sets. We even share some content. So that's a personal conversation you can have with your department, with your school, if you wanna look into this, okay? Okay, so without further ado, let's play a game. You guys are the students. You're gonna experience from that end. So this is the teacher side of things, right? Actually, sorry, I'm in assignments right now. Let me go to the homepage here. So kits. Apologize for that. Okay, so these are my different kits. We're gonna play this PD kit that I've created. So if I click this play live button, you guys should all see, hopefully my internet's working. You guys will see all these different modes you can choose, okay? So there's a lot of variety here. Again, you have to kind of explore on your own time. There's like 9 different modes here. We're gonna play the classic mode, okay? And you can set different things before you actually start the game. We'll play for 10 minutes. If you want to start your kids off with a certain amount of cash, you can change that. I will give you guys $1,000 just because for you to learn it the best, it's nice to have some money so you can go to the shop and start seeing what you can buy, okay? So all these different options here, I like to keep them all on, but you can choose them based on your preference. So again, this is the teacher screen. My shared screen on Zoom basically replicates what the students will see on the projector in the classroom. Okay, so they see this, it says go to gimkit.com/live. Let me give you some tips on some setup, okay? So I believe the best way to do this is to have your Zoom screen, right? Whatever my shared screen is showing, whatever device you have, just left on there. And then I would actually use a second device if you have it, right? So for example, a phone, I would go on your phone and then go to gimkit.com/live, okay? So one screen to see my Zoom shared screen, and then another device to actually play. If you only have one device, you can still play, it still works. You just have to maybe toggle between the 2 screens. So you just open up a web browser, go to gimkit.com/live and enter the code, okay? So feel free to unmute yourself to ask a question. And let's see, we have about 48 people in here, so let's wait till we have 48 players about. For GameKit, you can join in late. So even if I start this, you'll see the game code in the top left. And definitely speak up. You can unmute yourself if you're having trouble getting in. I can help, hopefully, with some tech issues. This will be a 10-minute round. And again, you're starting with $1,000. So check out the shop. We got 34 players in. I didn't say this, but some of you have nicknames, which is fine. I usually let my kids have nicknames. It's fun to have your real name so you actually know who you're interacting with, but nicknames are also fun and fine. So I think I'll start in maybe like 15 seconds. And again, if you're having trouble getting in, please speak up and unmute yourself right now.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I'm in, but it said you can draw while you're waiting. So
Yeah.
I, of course, had to click on that because that's who I am as a person. Will
Sure.
it take me back out of the drawing so I can play the game when you start it?
Oh, yeah.
Or do
Once
I
I
have to
click
something?
start, everyone's screens will go to
Okay.
the actual game. Yeah.
Okay,
So the
thanks.
drawing is just a way to pass time for people who are joining in late. Just a fun little thing. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Again, please speak up if you are having trouble joining in. I'll try to help you out. But let's try this out. And I'll kind of comment as you guys are playing. If you see my teacher screen on the projector, it shows who's in the lead. It shows the collective cash amount that the whole class has. It shows who's buying upgrades. It shows who's using power-ups. Okay, so it'll kind of narrate for you what's happening in the game. So top left corner, you have all those options, right? You can toggle between questions and shopping. Within the shop, at the bottom, you can have more tabs. There are upgrades, there's power-ups, there's themes. So keep exploring. Ask a question if you have it. So far, I see a lot of people buying upgrades. That's good. That's almost an investment. You'll get more money as time goes on, assuming you're getting questions right. We have RM in the lead, KR in second. Nope, Kent in second now, Noel in third. In my class, it gets loud usually, and I don't mind that. It's just based on your preference, your personality. But I do allow for kids to interact and kind of talk while they play. If you guys want to trash talk, that's also welcome, up to you. I'm waiting for some people to buy some power-ups. You can buy something called an icer, and you can use that on any player. It'll basically freeze their screen for 15 seconds and they can't do anything. They can't answer questions, they can't earn money. So kind of a fun attack mode thing. Top left, if you buy an item, you still have to use it. So everything's controlled in the top left. There we go, our first ice. So Joe iced bees. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So whoever bees is, his or her screen would be frozen for 15 seconds. They can't do anything. Usually the top ranked players will get attacked. They'll get iced, they'll get blurred. Different power-ups you can buy. All right, so that music change was actually a power-up that someone bought. I forget who bought it, but you can buy that in the power-up section. It just changes the music for a little bit, just for fun. A lot of kids like to buy that. Switches up the music. Yeah, check out the screen. Laura W bought a different theme, so her name highlights in red. Just a fun little thing. Her interface on her actual screen as well. The questions she's answering should be in that theme that she bought. Time check, 5 minutes left, halfway there. Spend your money wisely. Buy power-ups, buy upgrades. And remember to keep checking the top left. If you buy an item, you still may have to use it. A lot of blurring, a lot of icing, I love it. Rhodes has the holiday spirit. Sarah Stroll quad graded. That's a very powerful upgrade. If you see it in the shop, it basically upgrades all of those common upgrades all at once. So you get one of each, basically. A lot of lead changes. Karen first, Kenton second. Oh, just changed. Sarah Stroll first now. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing names. Let's see, Kim, you asked the question, how do you ice once you buy it? You have to go to the top left, and then you actually have to use it, and then you can select the player.
Okay, thanks.
got about a minute and a half left. Spend that money. Keep track of the leaderboard. You're trying to get first place. Thirty seconds. And that's it. Let's see who takes it. We got Joe in third. Spaz or Spates, I don't know, in second. Kent in first. Well, that was a close one. So that's how the game works. Kent with 99,000. Second place, 91, 67,000. I wish I can give you that real money, but it's not real. So nice job. In class, I actually give prizes, so you can, can't, oh my gosh. You guys can actually, mix it up. You can, give candy out or whatever, but I usually give prizes to the first three places. If you look at the top left, there is a clapping applause feature here. So on your game screen, on your phone or device, you can actually click that applause and it kind of just accumulates as a whole class. So kids love that. If you can imagine just clicking away at the end of the game, they really get a thrill out of that. And then if some of you guys saw in the shop, there was something called a Clappinator. That's just a fun upgrade. If you actually bought that, your claps now count as 10 each instead of just one. So some kids will buy that just for fun. So anyways, you can applaud away. All right, so I'm gonna close this. I think your screens will stay up so you can keep applauding if you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about some of the teacher basics. And again, feel free to interrupt and pause me anytime. You can ask a question. Okay, so this is what I see on the teacher end. I'm gonna show some basics here. And if I haven't said this before, the best way to learn this is really to just kind of explore on your own time, okay? So I'm gonna show some basics, but I didn't think it was a good use of our time to be showing every single variation, every single detail. You kind of have to explore, okay? But again, I have my number and my email in the chat. Let me actually send that one more time just in case we have any latecomers. If you want to ask me any questions throughout the year, I'd be more than happy to help you set up anything, okay? So there's my number, there's my email again in the chat if you need it. All right, so here's the teacher end again. These are all the kits I've made. We just played the PD one. So I'll go ahead and open this and show you how it works. So very simple. You can create whatever questions you want. You can even search kits that other people have made in public. Usually I recommend making your own because it's tailored to your specific teaching style, but you can create whatever you want. All right, so if I want to edit a question, this is what it looks like. 16 minus 7, okay, answer is 9. You can select which one the right answer is and make distracting answers, wrong answers. If you want to add a photo, you can select that to make it more visual. I'm not going to actually do it, but you can upload any file that you have, saved on your computer. So pretty self-explanatory. Play around with that. The basic features, hosting these live games, both on Gimkit and Quizlet, which we'll play later. Both of the live versions are, you don't need students to create accounts, right? So you just need a teacher account to create the different sets. You do not need student accounts. If you want to assign assignments or create classes, then you will need students to create an account. That's a little bit more advanced feature. Let me show that real quick. So I created the class just for this PD, right? So these are my normal classes, Accelerated Math 8, and then regular Math 8. My best tip for you guys, if you're going this route, right? This is more advanced again. If you're having students create accounts, I would have a second account, like a secondary email, to use as a sample student, right? So I have my teacher account, but then I actually use my wife's email as a sample student, okay? So I've actually added her in already in my PD class, right? So you can create a new class. Once I click into this class, you can share this link with your students. And once they click that, they'll be able to join the class, right? They can create an account, they can sign in, whatever they need. So students will need an account if you're creating classes and going that option, okay? So that's classes. You can assign assignments if you want. Again, not necessary. The live version, you don't need student accounts, but if you're doing assignments, then students do need accounts. So I've created an assignment here. Let me actually start from scratch here. Let me actually create another one here. So let me do a new assignment. You can select any kit that you made, any problem set. So I'll select the PD one, for example. I can select the class. You can set a due date and then a cash goal, right? So you can feel it out depending on the difficulty of your questions, how much cash you want them to earn. I'll just do 50 bucks. I think that's the minimum. There are some advanced options here. If a kid is struggling, I usually set a time limit, right? So maybe like 10 minutes. So instead of them having to try to, stay in the game and get the cash, I'll have that data and I can actually, follow up with them in the conversation, but it'll just cut them off at 10 to let me know that they've done the assignment, but then I can review the data with them to help them out in any way I need. Okay, you can give them starting cash if you want. You can make a custom title. So I'm gonna create this assignment. And then same thing with the class, right? You'll get a link for that assignment. So you'll share this link on Canvas or whatever platform you use to your students. Share this link. I'm actually gonna copy this and I'm gonna pretend to be my wife right now, who's my sample student. So let's say I have the link, I click it on Canvas or I just, copy paste it. I'm assuming they've already created their accounts, right? I'm assuming your students have already created accounts, simulating that. I'm gonna join in with my wife's account. And once they sign in, right, they've already clicked the link, they sign in, and then this is the assignment, right? So earn $50, complete the assignment. So it'll just take them through those sets of questions that you guys already experienced. Not as interactive, no music, but right, it'll just be kind of similar, right? And they can earn money, they can buy upgrades still, finish the assignment quicker. You can customize it however you want. Okay. So again, that's more advanced. Students need to sign up for an account, but even if they don't have accounts, if you're just using the basic live version, you can just host the games and kids join in with the link and the code, okay? Let me pause real quick to see if we have any questions. Anyone have a question that they'd like to ask?
So the game that we just played all together requires a subscription to do that?
Correct.
Okay.
I believe it was 60 bucks for a year. And at Anthony Middle School, we just shared within our math department. So we used our budget for that. That's the easiest way to, I think, get a subscription.
I have a question as well.
Yes.
So how did you, when you introduce this to your students, because I was just talking back and forth with somebody who's also in the session with me, and so they took the time to explore the score or the store, so they didn't get as high a score. So when you first introduced it to your kids, how did you do that? Or did you just play it a lot? So sometimes they won, sometimes they went to the store.
I did it very similar to how I did it in the session. I kind of gave an overview, but really it would take a very long time to explain every single item, every power up. So really it's just like I did in the session. As they're playing for the very first time, I'll kind of just make comments. Oh, you can buy this, you can buy that, check out the shop. And then they figure it out really fast. So they'll just kind of explore themselves. Cool.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions for now? I will definitely have some time at the end for extra questions. Okay, feel free to keep interrupting me. I'm gonna keep going here. So let's see. I just need to do a time check here. Yeah, let's go into our second game, okay? So it's gonna be Quizlet. So same thing, I would have whatever device your Zoom is on as simulating the projector in the classroom. And then if you have a second device on your phone, I would play on that. If you only have one device, you can just open up a web browser and join the game here. Okay, so this is Quizlet, quizlet.com. This is the teacher view, right? So very similar to Gimkit. It'll just kind of create sets. You can create sets and it kind of organizes it for whatever topics you want, right? So I have a PD set here that I'm gonna open and show you guys. Very similar questions to what you saw already in the Gimkit. The purpose right now is to not really give you guys a lesson, but just to give you the student experience, right? So very similar questions. Quizlet is mainly a flashcard type of format, right? So 2 sides, you can create a definition of term and whatever, extra visuals or descriptions you want. And I'll kind of just toggle through this, right? So this is a set that I've created. It has, I think, 48 cards, right? You can add and edit anything you want. I'll show a little bit of the teacher side afterwards, but let's go ahead and play the live game. So again, you'll need a subscription for this. You can use your department budget. That's a personal conversation you have with your school, your department. And as you guys are joining in, I'll kind of explain how the game works, okay? So there is music that goes on, just like Gimkit. For now, I will turn it off, just so you guys can kind of focus on my voice as I'm explaining the game. So again, everything's on the shared screen. So go to quizlet.live, make sure you spell it correctly. And then the game code is 151041. You should be able to see when you've joined the game. And we're gonna kind of multitask here. So as you guys are joining, I'm gonna explain how it works. You guys will be set into random teams, okay? So it's either gonna be a team of 3 or 4. You'll be mixed with someone random on this list. And then you guys collectively as a team will have 12 questions to answer, okay? You have to answer all 12 questions in a row to win the round, okay? If you get a question wrong at any point, it starts you back at a count of 0, and you have to answer 12 more questions straight in a row, okay? The kicker is each individual is only gonna have like 3 or 4 questions, okay? So you have to look at the question that's being asked or the term, whatever you're matching. You have to select it if it's on your screen, okay? If you don't have it on your screen, that means someone else on your team has the answer, okay? So it's kind of a team, it's a team game here where you can talk and communicate. When I have kids in the classroom, if it's non-COVID conditions, right? In the regular classroom, non-COVID, I would have kids actually pick up their iPad or their device and actually sit with their team. Because of COVID, I have them just kind of stay put, but I do allow them to talk across the classroom and kind of communicate. Like I said, depends on your preference, but I like my classes when they get loud. If they're playing a game, I don't mind that. Let's see, Mr. Slagle Abrams, sorry, I'm just responding to your question in the chat. Were you able to get the code? It's 151041. I have it on the screen. Okay, awesome, just checking. Let's see, Lori Davis. Okay, so Lori, you have to open up a web browser. So your Zoom might be on full screen. If you press escape, it'll exit full screen. You'll still be able to kind of, access Zoom if you need it. But I would open up a web browser. And then once you open up a web browser, type in quizlet.live. Thanks for asking that question. Let me know if you're still having trouble. So there is a wait screen here, just like Gimkit. For this one, I can't have any of you join in late. So this might take a little bit longer to kind of set up, but we have some time here. So we have 49 participants in the Zoom, and I have 34 players in the Quizlet game. Please speak up. You can unmute yourself if you're having trouble joining in. Yeah, Courtney, thank you for sharing that. You can also scan the QR code with your camera to access the game. So we'll wait a couple minutes here. There might be more questions with this game, so I will leave the music off, but just keep in mind in the classroom you can have the music on. It's a little bit more exciting. Okay, 37 players. If you're having any issues, please unmute yourself. You can speak up. We'll help you out. Not the end of the world if you don't participate, but obviously it's nice if you could.
Sorry, I'm Angela. I can't get in because I can't do the dash on my phone on my device, but I'll watch if that's okay.
Oh, there should be no dash in the code.
Okay, and it won't let me in. Sorry, that's my little one.
It's okay.
All right, I'll try one more time.
Yeah, try one more time. No dash. Just do 151041. It should automatically put the dash for you or still let you in. Mr. Allman, yes, please sit out if you're driving. That is perfectly fine, but you can listen in and kind of watch. Okay, I'm gonna try to start in maybe 30 seconds here. Let me do a double, triple check here. Anyone still having trouble joining in? Please speak up now. We're not gonna shame
I
you.
got it.
You're in, Angela?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna try this out. So watch my teacher screen. I'm gonna create the game. I'm gonna assign random teams. So you guys should see on your screen now what team you're on, right? It just assigns a random, I think it's an animal or something. So you're in a team. You can know who your team with. And again, right? I know we're on Zoom, so it's a little different, but if you can imagine you're in the classroom, you can actually talk and communicate with people in the classroom. I don't mind, like I said in Gimkit, if you unmute yourself, you can talk with one another over Zoom. I don't mind if it gets loud in here as we play. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and start this and you'll see how it works. Okay, so we have some people disconnected. M. Rob, C. Diced, Julia, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. You probably need to refresh your page. Hopefully you didn't walk away. And then Julia, are you there? Try to refresh your page. We lost Spates. Sometimes when you go to another screen or if you have your device go idle, it disconnects you. So Spates, are you there? Can you refresh your page if possible? Awesome, there we go. All players ready to go. All right, have fun. So on my screen, you can see the leaderboard, right? And again, you have 12 questions total as a team. You only see 3 or 4 of them on your individual screen. If you don't have the answer to the question, that means another teammate has it. So that's where you can kind of talk and communicate. If it's like 2 + 2, right? And you don't have 4, you could be like, hey, whoever's on Puffins, select 4, right? You help each other out. And it's a race to 12 in a row. Right now, Caballos Mesteños are in the lead. Do I have my Quizlet in Spanish? Why are all these words in Spanish? Maybe I set my mode to Spanish. Oops. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just used to English. Okay. Boom. So there we go. Cameos, you guys got 12 first, right? So you guys are the winning team. And you can really mix this up, okay? You can change sets in between if you want. You can play again, which I will do again, and shuffle the teams, right? So if I press shuffle, it creates, 11 new teams. And you can kind of keep mixing and matching, okay? So we're gonna play another round. I don't think there are many questions. I think you guys are getting the hang of it. So I'm gonna actually play the music. It's a bit more fun. But just keep in mind, if you do have a question, it might be hard for me to hear you, okay? So here's our music. start another round. These are new teams, right? So there you go. Keep track of the leaderboard. You guys can get competitive. You can talk if you need. First to 12. If you guys get a question wrong, you can see the feedback, right? That's good for students' formative assessment. They'll know exactly what is wrong with their thinking. Unicorns just got a question wrong. That's all right. Feedback. You guys will start back at 0. Gotta get 12 in a row. Oh, T-Rexes, no. So I'll kind of just make some comments as kids are playing. There we go. Giraffes. Take it.
Okay.
Giraffes or girafas. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Question.
That's basically how it goes. Let me pause the music again. Some different variations I do. I'll go ahead and create a custom team. You can do that. So this might take some setup, but we have some time here. We have
Hey.
till 10:10, I believe.
Matt,
Yes.
why was it when I was doing my questions, I can only see one, I couldn't see the questions. Like I got one right, and then it took me where I couldn't see any more questions.
Oh, interesting. My best guess is it's probably a Wi-Fi, maybe lag issue. Everyone on your team should see the same question, and then you'll have your own set of answers. So
You have to rely on your teammates to answer.
yeah, if you
To
don't have the
answer,
answer, then
okay.
someone else on your team has it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Okay.
Yeah, and this is where you can mix it up with your class, right? So you can play silently to where you have to, quote unquote, rely on your teammate. But if you have them like interacting and talking to one another, like they can share what their thoughts are. They can share their answers, right? They can be like, hey, I think 3 + 3 is 6, right? So then I'll be like, hey, whoever's on Puffins, quick 6, so that kind of thing. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do custom teams here. This is gonna be a little bit different. Hopefully we don't have any tech issues here. Let me go to create game. So you actually have to click a number, right? Select any number and you'll actually join on the team. It's a lot harder on Zoom, obviously, but while kids are in class, they can talk with one another and be like, hey, let's join team 2. Hey, Jason, I want to be on team 3 with you, right? Whatever. So right now you're just kind of joining random. I understand that, but you can customize it in this way. Kids just have to type in a number. I just wanted to show you that feature. Okay, so I'll kind of narrate here. You can type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, I think are still available. Team 5, I think is set. You have 4 players already. So if you're not on a team already, I'll kind of tell you what numbers you can type in. 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8 are available. Team 9 needs some people. Team 10. So if you're not in, please type in 1, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 could use it, 6 or 7. And I cannot start the game until everyone is in. So hopefully no one ditched my Zoom. We'll see. So team 1 could still use a player. Team 8 could still use a player. If you have not joined a team yet, please type in 1, 8, or 9.
Hey, Matt, I'm sorry. I mean, it totally kicked me out was my problem.
Okay.
So do
No
I
worries.
just go back to Quizlet?
Yeah, we have some time. Try refreshing your page if you didn't
No,
close
it totally kicked me out.
Okay.
So I'm trying to go to Quizlet.com.
Quizlet.live. So I should still have the instructions. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, go to Quizlet.live. Instructions aren't on here anymore. Sorry. So Quizlet.live. And there should be an option where it says at the bottom, rejoin the game I was in. If that doesn't show, then
Yes,
type in.
it does.
Okay, awesome.
And then what number do you want me to join?
You can type in 1 or 9.
Okay.
Okay. Is anyone else still trying to join in? We need everyone in to kind of start this round. If we can't get it going, it's not the end of the world. Once I start it, it's basically the same thing, but just want to show you this feature. Anyone else out there still having trouble joining? I can't start it until we're all in.
I tried putting in 1 or 9, or I put in 1, but it didn't
Huh.
work.
One
Can we
didn't
try
work.
different?
Can you try
Yeah.
10 or 11?
Okay, yep, that worked.
Okay, awesome. Okay, still can't start this. I think we're missing some people. Anyone else still trying to join in? It's possible that someone in this session just kind of went away from their device, so we won't be able to do that, but we're coming to a close here. So not the end of the world if we don't start this last game. Somebody said that 2 different people left. Okay. Yeah, Ms. Coppa said that. That's all right. Let me go back and just kind of close off this session with showing some more teacher-based things, and then also I'll leave it open to some questions because we end at 10:10. But if I did start that game, it would have just been the same thing. Okay, so you didn't really miss out on anything. Okay, so here's my teacher view, right? Again, similar to Gimkit, you can create in whatever set you want. You can even search for sets, right? Again, I recommend making your own, but you can search for any set you want, like, oh, I want 7th grade science or 3rd grade math, right? Search whatever you want, see what's out there. But if you create your own set, I'll kind of open this up. I don't have students create accounts for Quizlet. I just use it for live. But if you do have them create accounts, they can join a class very similar to Gimkit, and you can actually give them specific sets to study. There are also individual features, individual games that kids can play. But I personally just use it for the live version. That's a little bit more interactive in class.
Matt,
So this is,
I have a question
yeah, of
about
course.
that. When you search for a set to play, can you edit their sets for
Yes.
yourself?
So
Okay.
any public set that's available, you can like copy it into your own like library, and then you can edit it from there. Okay, so this is the teacher version. If I just try to edit this, let's see, I can go add or remove terms. So again, it's kind of like a flashcard system. You can control what goes in here, right? So I want the kid to see the definition, 5 minus 4, right? They have to select the correct answer 1. You can edit it however you like. You can add images, just like Gimkit, right? It just pulls it from your library, or even I think Quizlet has their own image library as well. You can even change the the language, depending what you need, and you can create whatever you want. Okay. So again, I'm only showing you a limited number of kind of basic features here. The best way is when you're out of the session, when you have your own time, kind of explore it yourself, right? And again, it's a conversation you have to have with your department if you want to purchase that that account. Okay, you can share it with your team. I think it's the best way to go. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share about Quizlet. I just have a few last talking points here, and then I'll open up to some questions. So as you saw in Gimkit, some of you probably saw some of the questions kind of recycling, right? So that just kind of helps with mastery. If a kid can answer it multiple times in a row, right, that kind of just bumps up their understanding of it. A lot of these questions are going to be lower level thinking questions, right? So I primarily use it for like mental math or like kind of quick fire answers. So if you're familiar with like the depth of knowledge chart, depth of knowledge chart, DOK, it's probably like DOK level 1 or 2 is what they're used for. But we do know that, the more students spend with the understanding those concepts, they'll be more successful with the higher level order thinking skills, right? So I primarily use it for, quote unquote, easier skills, mental math type of thinking, but you can customize it however you like. I do believe if you have more complicated questions and it takes more time to answer, it's good, but students may have a tendency to kind of check out, right? They kind of prefer the quick fire kind of answers. So I use it for more lower level thinking, and I'll mix it up in the class, right? So we're all in block schedule, like I said. I might do like a 10-minute lecture. I might insert a game, and then I might go to a higher level, thinking assignment or activity, and then go back to a game. So I like to mix it up for the students. So hopefully my session today was kind of a mini analogy of how to mix it up. We played some games in between. I kind of gave some comments and some commentary on how to set up the teacher side of things. So I'm gonna kind of end it here. Just a few reminders. I'm gonna type in one more time if you want to use me throughout the year. Here's my phone number. You can text me, call me anytime. Here's my email. I can help you set up anything if you want. I'm offering that service. But again, best way is to kind of just explore it yourself and create those sets. And if you have a second account, if you have a spouse or a child, you can use their account to kind of be a sample student, okay? And then lastly, if you didn't hear any of my attendance announcements throughout the session, please type your name in the chat box for attendance purposes. But other than that, you guys are dismissed. Stick around if you want to ask me some more questions, but I think we can kind of end it a little bit early. So thanks for joining in. Hope you guys can use these two resources.
Thank you, Matt. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you. And feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question. I can answer it. I'll stick around for a little bit.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
I was
I
here.
was just gonna say that we, right before Christmas break, I used the Gimkits Trust No One because it was like that Among Us game.
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
used to play. They went nuts.
No, they
loved it.
love that mode. Yeah, they love that mode. I totally agree.
Okay, Matt, I'd like to let you go, but I can't figure out how to get my, okay, wait a minute. Okay, maybe I found it. Oh, getting back to this screen was a little bit of work. Thank you.
Good.
Sorry, I'm technologically challenged. and
No
I'm
worries. We
hard
figured it
not
out.
to be. I'm trying not to be. Trying not to ever quit. Just keep trying.
It's a process. We're all gonna get better at it.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, just doing a check here. I still see Denise, Joe, Renee in here. You guys have any questions? I may just end the Zoom if none of you respond. Just doing a triple check here. Denise, Joe, Renee, any questions you guys have? You are currently muted. You can unmute yourself if you need. I'll give you guys about 30 seconds and then I'm going to end this session. All right, I'm going to end the session. Thanks for joining in. Hope you guys can use these resources.